Hello! It's How to Cosplay time again. This time we're going to be focusing on one of the most underrated Doctors of the lot, and arguably one of the best. The 8th Doctor, as played by the one, the only, Paul McGann. As of 2015, he has 3 main looks: TV movie, Dark Eyes, and Night of the Doctor. I'll take you through each one, and you can decide which one you want to cosplay. So, let's begin.
So, let's do this in chronological order and start with the TV movie costume. Firstly, the coat. This for me is the simplest part. You see, I got a standard green wedding frock coat on eBay from a clearance store for only £30, which was a rather incredible bargain. They're still there, so go and buy one! The coat feels very static, however I feel it looks the part amazingly well. This will suit both the TV movie and Night of the Doctor costume perfectly. However, in terms of accuracy, this one is admittedly more suited to Night, especially as the exact TV movie one is incredibly difficult to find for a decently affordable price. However, if you're willing, Hello Cosplay sell a coat and in fact the rest of the costume, based on the design of the TV movie. That said, this eBay coat is especially good for cosplaying on a budget. Now onto the layers. The waistcoat. 8 wears a rather unique, taupish stroke silverish double-breasted waistcoat here, accompanied by cravat. This colour scheme is rather unique and as such isn't exactly available in the shops. The best alternative is to look at wedding gear. Fortunately, silver double-breasted waistcoats do exist, much more so than the taupe ones, so snap a one up, I say. For a much more accurate yet pricier route, then Magnoli is your friend, featuring a near-perfect replica of the waistcoat. Oh, and don't forget the pocket watch. The cravat is a taupe colour, made of satin. Ideally, it should colour match with the waistcoat you get, so silver will still be acceptable. Along with this, he wears a gold stroke bronze tie-pin. These should be available from most formal wear retailers online. As for the shirt, he wears a white Victorian ring-tip shirt, but I say you could get away with just turning the collar up on a white shirt you wear, provided it isn't too long. Trousers. These are simple. Any beige or grey trousers, just like that. And as for the shoes, well, just standard black dress shoes. Now let's move on to Big Finish's Dark Eyes. A controversial look this one, and no one is even sure whether to count it as canon or not. Nonetheless, Paul posed for official shots in it, so therefore I'm covering it. This costume is without a doubt 8's most to-the-point costume, even with nods towards the 9th Doctor. Let's look at it. The coat. Now this coat is similar to 9's, but as a change it's dark blue with golden buttons, creating the emergence of the battle-hardened Doctor that he is in Dark Eyes. You can indeed fetch this online, just make sure you order it in blue. Along with this, he wears a standard white t-shirt, blue jeans and brown shoes, making this by far his simplest look, and one of the Doctor's simplest looks as a whole. Naturally, these elements are easy enough to find in any clothing store. Along with this, he has a brand new and hyper-complex sonic screwdriver, which unfortunately you can't buy. Yet. Now, you may not assume that there are many Dark Eyes cosplayers out there, that's because there aren't. But I just really want to pay homage to the sterling work of my dear friend Daniel Pedersen, who has put together a perfect Dark Eyes costume, and is in fact one of the first, if not the first, Dark Eyes cosplayer. Cosplay link below. And now, on to his 50th anniversary look in Night of the Doctor. The amazing moment in 2013 when the unexpected happened and Paul McGann returned for one more go on screen. And in appearance, it is quite similar to the TV movie costume, just a bit more raggedy. We've already covered one way to do the coat, but just for the sake of being pedantic, let's look at another way. The Magnoli coat. Much like their usual wares, it's hyper expensive, but of a very good quality, and captures the more intricate details of the coat. Personally, I'm very comfy with my current Reading frock coat. It's much cheaper too. Let's get into the layers of it. The waistcoat is now a single-breasted golden paisley design with a shawl lapel. Again, resin gear on eBay makes this sort of style easy to find on the cheap, minus the lapel. But again, for a more accurate route, Magnoli is your friend. Using the appropriate selections of olive colour and oriental pattern, you can get a near-perfect version of this waistcoat. Oh, and don't forget the pocket watch once again. There's also this on eBay. It is a lot cheaper than the Magnoli waistcoat, but not quite as accurate, but it is a fine middle ground between the two. The shirt. Now, a plain white or light beige shirt will suffice for this. Dirtied up a bit, of course, and just placed over the collar. This brings us to the neck chief, which replaces the cravat. Literally any plain blue one will suffice, and these can be gotten online. Failing that, just use a blue tie and shove it around your neck, like I do for now. It's pretty much the same effect, just a bit less flowy. Right, Now we're done with the top half. It's going to get a tad more complex from here on out with the lower half. For the trousers, 8 wears basic dark brown ones, so this isn't the issue. But here's where it starts getting a little bit nasty. He also wears a brown leather snake belt. Fortunately, you can buy many different kinds of snake belts on eBay, which can certainly get you by. So if you aim for a simple brown one from a visual point of view, that will work perfectly, as opposed to the brown leather one he wears on screen. The shoes and gaiters now. These are the hardest part. The shoes, simple enough, standard brown shoes. However, the gaiters, these are brown leather gaiters and are hard to find for cheap, especially lace-up ones. If you have army surplus stores near you, then I would certainly look in them, but eBay is still your friend. There are certain versions of gaiters that, while not accurate and certainly not the right colour, still look the part as an alternative. And there are also others that are the right colour, but not lace up, so you won't really get the right measure in between for now, until a mainstream brand of gaiters comes up for public selling. This will be forever the evasive part, but there are alternatives thankfully. And finally, the sonic screwdriver. Exactly the same as the TV movie version, it's the colour swapped variant of Tom Baker's one. Very easy to get, fortunately.
So that's it for the 8th Doctor's costume tutorial. Hopefully this will help you to decide on which of the 3 looks you want to go for. And next time, we'll be covering another underrated Doctor. Number 7. See ya!